We're back, YouTube. It's Snowfall time. It's me. It's the living legend, Larry. And we here to entertain you guys and make this thing wild. Big Larry, how you doing tonight, brother?
Man, I'm doing all right, hanging in there, just trying to keep it tight like Leon's cornrows, trying to keep it tight like that.
That ain't all Leon trying to keep tight. He trying to keep them streets tight too. And I do feel like we are seeing the living embodiment of Alton being passed through Leon, but Alton ain't dead. I'm telling y'all, he's not dead. And
you don't think so?
Having said, no, he's not dead. He's not dead. Nope. Shout out to all the people watching right now. And before we start going into this thing piece by piece, Larry, give us an overview of your thoughts on this last episode of Snowfall. Still a great show, man. Really, really good show.
It is, man. It was fun. There's a lot of moving pieces that are going on. There's so many moving pieces where you have Teddy coming in and he's, back in the mix. You have his mom's coming back, and that's a whole other issue right there. As we saw in the last scene, I don't want to give it away just yet till we get there. But man, That whole last scene, that was just spectacular. And then you have the whole issue with Louis, It's just, man, there's so much. Leon just I love the fact Leon just straight stood up to Franklin. He was like, nah, man, I'm not going. He was like, I love your moms. I love what she did for me, but I can't be up there partying, celebrating when my peoples are over here struggling, So
yeah, and that was all sweet and nice, but I mean, on some level, Leon is being a hypocrite. Because even though you're trying to stand up for your people, you are still contributing to the downfall of your people selling the drugs. And I'm not condemning him, because I learned from Little Kim, the only way you're going to get the respect is you got to get the money and the power first. Yeah, However, it bothers me when people do hypocritical shit. And I'm not saying he needed to go to that dinner, because he didn't. But you can't be trying to say you standing up for the people if you're not utilizing all your profits that you're making from the drug game to sustain and better your people, which I've not yet seen him do that yet. So maybe he will. Maybe this is a turning point for Leon.
Yeah, maybe so. He definitely seems to be about, the revolution at this point. So I don't know if he doesn't have like a true mentor to focus all that revolutionary energy, but he definitely has that vibe going right now. Wants to do something with what he has. And and I have to give a shout out to that little young skateboard Pete dude up there. That dude's got bars, man.
P. Diddy wrote that for him. You know it. P. Diddy wrote that for him. He ain't write that mess himself. And, getting back to Leon, the big homie, Miss Kira, says Leon wanted out of the game last season, but Franklin said, nah, you ain't out. Larry, that's true. Leon did want out. He did want out. And maybe this is going to be his way of forcing himself out of the game. When the rubber meets the road, where will Leon's allegiance lie? Because it really seems like him and Franklin been on the outs the last 2 seasons anyway. Where you think Leon gonna go?
Yeah, I think Leon. I would not be at all surprised if Leon ends up allied with Franklin's mom, because Franklin's mom seems like right now she's about to start her own revolution where she's working with those outside sources. Because remember, Teddy was all up in Cuba before Teddy came to the U.S. was running this drug thing. He was all up in Cuba. Then he was in South and Central America. So there's a whole bunch of different people that hate him and want to kill him. And so we know that his mom is, with his mom working with some of those folks right now. And she's sort of fomenting her own revolution and trying to stop what he's doing. I wouldn't be surprised if Leon and her end up alive, because just think about it. When after that dinner the next day, she went down to the projects to go check on him. It wasn't like, it wasn't just like she just said, oh, okay, well, I guess he couldn't make it. Oh, well. Nah, she got up and drove herself down to the projects and went to check on him, And
I mean, she looked out for him last season. She care about the dude. I mean, she treating him like he's one of her sons.
Yeah, yeah. And so I would not be at all surprised if those two end up working together before the end of this season. So,
okay,
but I think Leon is not down for this anymore. He wants to be out of it. He didn't want to be in the game in the first place, but I think he wants to be out of it now. I really
definitely.
I love the way that what's it? Is it Javi, the dude that
Javi, yeah, man. Yeah.
I love the way he drops these kernels of knowledge on people where he's like, look, I feel what you're feeling. I've been where you are, but take these things into consideration before you just go off half-cocked. And, so I really would love Avi to like just really take Leon under his wing and teach him how to be a revolutionary. Because let's not forget, this dude used to work for Mossad. He knows how to do some stuff. He's not he's not just a simple gun runner. Yeah.
Right. He told Leon, I've been through many revolutions. Okay. Yeah. I was like, Javi, start preaching, my brother. Put a little stank on the way you tell him. I have seen dictators and oppression. I have seen the light. And Leon, the way you trying to go take on the police, is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
And Leon was like, Leon said to him, what is always the quagmire when you're talking about morality issues. Okay, if you're not going to give me the guns, I'll just get them from somebody else. That's what he said to him.
That's what he said. And he's going to give them to him, but I would love to see him take him under his wing and teach him the game from a different perspective than what Teddy's doing for Franklin. Because we know that Teddy's teaching, he taught him how to build a business, really, how to run an organization. Because Franklin, he was out there, he could sell some drugs, but he didn't really know what he was doing. And it was Teddy brought him in and showed him how to grow this thing and make it what it is. And I would love for Avi to be able to do that for Leon on the whole revolutionary tip. And because Avi's not a dumb dude, he's smart. The dude has survived. God, he survived Teddy multiple times. He survived how many other CIA agents that have come and gone. He survived, being in and out of Mossad. I mean, that dude is a force of nature on his own. We just don't really get to see him in that way. And I mean, to be honest with you, I think Avi would make a great character for a spinoff show. So,
yeah, we'll see. Shout out to all the people in the chat. Moochie in the building. Ronnie, Johnny, Mooch, Larry Jones, Juan, Mo,
Bobby, Ricky, and Mike,
Jazzy, Poetress, Miss Kira, Annette Gilliard, NBA fan, Danny Girl, D Weave. The crew has showed up and showed out. Make sure you guys come check me out next Wednesday. I'm gonna be doing Power Talk and a Bel-Air Talk with the big homie Just My Opinion Reviews. He's gonna let you guys know what his journey has been like being a Black YouTuber and how he's liking Force and Bel-Air. And then speaking of Force, the very next Wednesday, we've got the sultry and lovely Paulina Wynn, who played Mai on Power Book 4 Force. She's going to come through and give us the tea on everything going on behind the scenes, what she's going to do next. Get that podcast, people. Got a couple of episodes up there. Go check it out. And before I start this, Larry, I just want to know, the internet is undefeated. So who in the hell put this up here, man? Who did this? Who did this? Who did this to V? Y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself doing this to V. Don't make no damn sense. This is Stephen Urkel when he was trying to do karate, and that's Veronique while she's pregnant with somebody's baby. Y'all, boy, y'all be ashamed.
Oh my goodness, she is.
You need to be ashamed of yourself.
That's funny.
Wow. Y'all need to stop, man. Y'all need to stop. Now let's get into this thing, Larry. Let's start with the opening clip.
Can I just
know what you want, Sissy? And I share your indignation over what the CIA has done to you and your family.
Let me be clear. I want answers first. What exactly happened to Alton? And I want to make sure my family is safe. And then you can kill Teddy McDonald.
So Larry, is he a Cuban national What is he? What is this dude's role? He a Cuban national. He's Cuban version of CIA. What the heck? Let me say it like this, Larry. First of all, Sissy went to Cuba and got real comfortable because when she was having that discussion with Leon, she talked about how the society, everybody could read, how they was more advanced in America, how they had revolutions, but they went about doing those revolutions in a different way. So I guess the question for me with Sissy, Larry, is she working with the Cuban government on some covert mission to bust up the pipeline that Teddy has in place and take Teddy out along the way, or is she going to snitch on somebody? What you think?
I don't think she's going to snitch on anybody. I think she is going to try and set Teddy up to get killed. And as we see, but I mean, they've been showing us, they've been telling us, they've been, if you want to say they've been foreshadowing it for this whole season. They keep talking about Teddy. They keep playing that clip back where Teddy says, the moment your parents stepped off that plane in Cuba, they became a prime target for a dozen different intelligence agencies, with them, with Alton being a former Panther, and with all the stuff with him, diming out the CIA, that they became prime targets for a dozen different intelligence agencies. So it doesn't surprise me that they want to keep on putting that in our mind and putting that in the forefront of the story, so that when it happens, we can all be like, okay, it's here, we're seeing it. You've been talking about it, now we're seeing it. So,
okay, I'm with it.
Can I take just a moment? I generally don't like to address trolls in here, but you had a super chat that I did want to address on here. Just a point of this is that this person,
super chat?
Yeah, this person, Adam Johnson, put a disrespectful super chat in there. And I just want to say that, first of all, this show, he's talking about no one cares about Snowfall or Larry, and I'll be back for Power and Review when Larry's not in here, and hate all the black shit because he hates all the black shows. I don't hate all the black shows. And and here's the thing, Snowfall is a black show. The problem is that there's a lot of people like Adam Johnson with his mind frame that thinks that black people are only the hood struggle, they're only the hood booger shows. All that's all they're about. This show has elements of that, but it is so much more. And it's a black show. It has a black creator, black writers, black stars. I mean, you don't get any blacker than Snowfall. Snowfall is a black show. The only thing that can make this thing blacker is if they put it on a black network, and there are no real black networks because even BET is owned by white folks. So, I mean, the reality of it is that this is a black show. What I don't like is those hood booger shows where it's just complete and utter nonsense and show black people in an entirely negative light. I don't like that. If you like that, I'm not dogging you. I'm not saying not to watch them. When I said I didn't want to watch those shows anymore, is because I don't enjoy seeing black people portrayed in a negative light. But if you enjoy black people being portrayed in a negative light, or maybe you don't see those shows as black people being portrayed in a negative light, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But shows like Hawkeye and Falcon and Captain America, those are great shows that are fun to watch. And you can dog out Disney and Hawkeye and stuff, but there's black people in those shows. They're fun to watch, and black people are more than black shows. We can watch Hawkeye. We can watch Billions. We can watch Secessions. We can watch whatever else we want to watch. And if you take a moment and get out of the Power universe long enough to see what other content is out there, you may discover there's a lot of really entertaining stuff out there.
Well, Larry, unfortunately, too many of us get stuck in a bubble and we have a hard time getting out. Sometimes we fear getting out. Sometimes we don't want to get out. And when people get stuck in that rut, I say to you, you're robbing yourself of pleasures that you could have if you just step outside the bubble. And I'll keep it at that. Let me shout out to the homie Black Fox. Man, Black Fox, let me tell you something. You are my MVP. I want you to go to Instagram, give me your address. I'm sending you a surprise. This chick been coming through with the fire, $49.99. Let me give you a thank you on this one, man. Let me see here. I definitely ain't gonna give Larry either one of these that he would love to see.
Give it to her. You know she wants it too. You know she wants.
No. I'm not giving her none of the. I will give her this one. It's been a minute.
What, you don't think I can write them books? Just because I'm blind don't mean I'm dumb.
How could this have happened? A black white supremacist.
Show us your face. We want to see your face. Who said that? You want to see my face? Clayton, go on, brother.
He was the only Negro we'd ever had around here. So we figured we'd make it easier on Clayton by just telling him and all the other blind kids that he was white.
Don't be afraid.
And for my people that's watching Bel-Air, there was a moment like this where Carlton literally took off his hood in this episode. He took off that Oreo hood in this episode that came on today, ladies and gentlemen. You'll like it. I told y'all, Carlton might be turning around, but I ain't going to give you the whole story, but just go check it out.
I want to shout out to Black Fox too, man.
Yeah.
I want to shout her out too, because you can see, if you look at the super chats up there, you get $5 hate and $50 love. So
yeah,
there you go.
I appreciate it. So Black Fox, when you get a chance, just hit me on IG. Let me get them contact details. I'm gonna send you something, man. Larry, they start this episode out with my guy, the Unk. He's up here getting the drop with the people, and they hear this banger. They hear this dude, he rapping about the hood and everything. Then Uncle Rome figure out, whoa, what the hell? Maurice, Maurice in here rapping about the family. And then, after he hears that, he tells them to shut it off. They go looking for Reese, and Reese is up there with a skateboard. They take all his discs. They weren't even discs. Those were tapes, cassette tapes. They take all his cassettes. My man don't write his stuff down, Larry. He records it. So he wanted to keep some, and they ain't let him keep them. Talk about this, Larry. What is we gonna do with Reese? You think that Jerome gonna start him a record label?
Oh yeah, Jerome sees it. He sees soon as he started listening, he was like, "Oh yeah." And even when he was there, at the projects, and that was playing, he was mad, but he was listening like, "This kid's got something. I like this." He was like, "He's got something." Jerome is thinking about a legit business, because remember, Jerome does not want to be in this game either. Jerome is in this game because Louis dragged him into this. Because even back when he started working with Franklin, he wanted to get out of the game. He had his tire shop. He was like, "I'm straight. I don't need this. I got a nice little crib. I got a tire shop, making a rim shop." He was like, "I'm straight." And then they kept on going and pushed him further and further into this game. I think if he can get himself a label cracking, he might just tell him, "Look, it's time to dip. We'd had our run. It's time to get up out of here." Yeah. Larry, this dude, he was spitting bars the way Famous was spitting bars on Raising Kanan. I wore the shirt. Because there's a parallel between the two. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do try to dress accordingly to what I want to portray. And Famous was in Raising Kanan doing the same thing. And we all thought his ass was going to die. Yeah. At first, I thought this was going to happen to Reese on this show, but I don't think it's going to happen to him. Because I seen Unc listening to his rhymes. I seen Unc sitting there thinking about it. And he was like, "Yo, this dude don't even write this stuff down, and he's spitting bars." Yeah. So we can fine-tune this brother to spit his poetry in the form of raps. We might have something we can make some money off of him. And I can see it happening, Larry. I can see it happening. And as soon as they went over there to take his cassettes, damn if the police didn't roll in. They came in, they was tackling people. They even went and got your boy Einstein. And that had our man, Leon, hot. Hey, Larry, talk to me about how the police rolling up in here, got the dogs on everybody, they're arresting everybody. And
your boy Buckley is standing there holding his penis, doing nothing.
Man, I'll just tell you, as somebody who grew up in this era, like when this was all happening, I was probably about Leon and Franklin's age. I might have been I might have been just a little bit younger, but growing up and seeing all the stories about the crash units, because crash was horrible, man. They were so bad the feds had to come in and they had federal decrees on the LAPD. They came in and then they did it all wrong because they broke them up and sent all those. They didn't fire the officers. They broke them up and sent them to different stations, which just spread the problem out wider. But they were horrible. They were violent and vicious and wicked. And when you got pulled over by the police when you were young in LA at that time, you were scared to death. I'm scared when I get pulled over now. Back then, it was terrifying because you did not know if your car was just going to get Swiss cheesed up, or if they were going to drop you off in some, be a black dude and they're going to drop you off in some SA neighborhood or something. They were terrible. Yeah, that's what they would do. They would pull over Crips, drop them off in Blood neighborhoods, or they would pull over Bloods and drop them off in Crip neighborhoods, or they would drop them off in SA neighborhoods. But after a while, the different crews they got hip to it, and they would drop them off. That's sort of where like the terminology ghetto pass started coming from, at least from my understanding, because the cops would drop people off in their rivals' neighborhoods, knowing that the rivals would want to come out and kill them, and so they would get a ghetto pass so that they can get out of that neighborhood and get back to their own hood because they weren't there of their own accord. The police dropped them off. So It was horrible, man. Crash was vicious and there was something terrible.
I like that they illustrated this is what used to happen. I like that because these same police officers during that era. I didn't live in LA. I've had friends in school that told me similar stories to Larry. And I've also had white friends who told me similar stories. Only difference with their story, they didn't have dogs bust up in their house and their daddy had cocaine. They didn't have 6-7 police officers roll up on them, throw them to the ground when their daddy is standing there with cocaine in one hand, his mistress in the other one. They didn't do none of this to the white people. But this is what they did to the poor blacks who don't have a voice. And so I was glad that they did put this in there to show you just the graphic nature of how things were and in some cases continue to be. And it's easy to see why Leon is so upset. It's easy to see why he's so upset. I mean, in the very well, I'll get there in a minute. So let me talk about this real quick, Larry. You got Veronique and Franklin Stop it. I don't. Man, they just think that
wig though. My God.
Stop it. Look, I'm gonna pull up a picture of the actress, not in her Snowfall attire, and then I want to know what y'all think. But right here, Franklin was just talking to her about how she was before she moved in. And then we come to find out, damn, she's starving the dude, Larry. She's starving Franklin. He losing weight. She ain't cooking no more. She done got comfortable. And then they get the page and they got to go, Larry. And they go to this event where Leon is there. He hot. He mad. And he's telling Franklin, I want some revenge. And that moment is stopped, Larry, because look who pops up.
Yep.
Oh, Sissy. Now talk about it, Larry. Just jump on it. Sissy pop up out of the blue, which is very mysterious to me. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, Franklin did call her to let her know that she's pregnant, and he ain't told nobody. So this is the first time everybody's finding out Veronique is pregnant. Right. But wouldn't you be very concerned if you know your parents are supposed to be undercover or under protection, and all of a sudden, no call, no postcard, no nothing, they just pop up? Talk about that, Larry.
That's the thing. I don't get me wrong. I mean, Franklin doesn't. He trusts his mom completely, and so he probably isn't even thinking like I need to question my mom. But damn, I would be real curious to ask, like, how did you get up out of Cuba and get back into LA without anybody knowing? Like, you can't do that on your own. You needed help, and it's clear she got that help. But Like at some point, you have to ask, how'd you get here? Who helped you get here? Who helped you get out of Cuba and then get here? You know,
you got to.
No.
Larry, you have to ask those questions. I mean, granted, Franklin feels like he's in a position of protection because, like he said in this discussion with Teddy, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to be helping my country, but at the same time, he's been allowed to do this and shield himself from the legal aspects of what would normally come down on the kingpin. You know, he's helping to fund a war. He's helping to traffic drugs that they want to move, and they want to keep a pipeline going to get other people. Right. I don't care if it is your mama. I don't care. You got to figure out what the hell is going on. I mean, because look at it like this, Larry. His father, that he thought he could trust, and I think he could, decided he's going to make the best decision for him and Sissy. He's about to go on a ratting spree. Yeah. Can't have that. And you can't have it with Sissy either. We need to know what's her angle.
You know what? And this is what Franklin needs, and he probably doesn't recognize it because he's too close. But it would be smart for him even to manufacture this, and that is he needs an enemy of everyone that can bring them all together. Because right now they're so fractured. He's got beef with Louis. He's not really right with Leon. You know, Teddy's back, but Teddy's sort of, you know, just Teddy. He's on that extra Teddy stuff right now. His mom popped back up. I mean, they need an enemy. You can't have it where, like, you know, before they had beef with what's his name, with the old crazy religious dude. You know, what's the dude you could get your hate out your heart, dude? I can't think of his doggone name right now.
You get that hate out your heart, man.
You know, they have beef with him, but that's all squashed and settled. They need an enemy because right now they're turning on each other. You know?
Let me speak about this. Let me shout out, because y'all know I am going to fully represent for a show that I have a lot of ties to. Absolutely, Hightown is on point. And Hightown, you can kind of say it's not black, but it's a very well diverse show. The lead is a diverse female. Some of the other leads are black people. It is a great show. It is well written. It is well done. And you might mess around and see your boy somewhere within the scope of that show coming forward. So
this is what I want to ask, though, Lamont.
Yeah,
what defines a black show? Because the lead character is black. That woman, the woman, I forgot her name. She's black.
Jackie's black.
Yeah, if you look up her IMDb, she's like black and Puerto Rican or something like that.
Yeah,
Dominican or something.
She's Dominican or something like that, but I didn't know she was black. Okay, so there you go.
Dominicans are black. You know. Okay. And then you have one of the other main characters. What's his name? Yacito. He's black. You have one of the other main characters this season, which is the young black girl that started hustling. She's black. You have one of the main detectives. He's black. I mean, how many main black characters? I mean, here's the thing. You can look at a show, and if your definition of a black show is everybody has to be black, like Power, where you have everybody black, then, I mean, you don't have that many black shows. But you have, if you look outside of what you traditionally think of as a black show, I mean, what's a black show? I mean, look at the mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner. There was black folks in there, and Anton Fuqua was one of the executive producers. Is that a black show? I mean, when you have an executive producer that's black, one of the main characters in there is black. A number of the other characters in that show are black. What defines a black show? You know?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, even though we talk about supporting our people, which I want us to do, expand your horizon and support anything that is good. My issue with us, we need to support us. We need to support us when it's good, but we also don't just put yourself in a bubble where all you're going to watch is just what we do, because there's other good things out there produced by other ethnic groups besides just blacks. There's great content out there. So don't bubble yourself. Yes, you support our people. You let them know when it's good. I know a lot of people right now say they are done with The Chi because it's just going somewhere they don't want to see it go. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but you let me know. But they were supporting the show when it was good. They were supporting the show wholeheartedly for like 4 seasons when they felt like it was good. So just don't be afraid to step outside your bubble because you might like the way the air smells outside that bubble.
Right.
Now, I'm on your boy.
You look at that show. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that show that both of us watched, Billions. That show is not what you traditionally think of as a black show, but there are some primary characters in there that are black. Like right now, the main dude that took over Axelrod's position, his main man is black. That dude is one of the primary characters in that show. One of the other primary characters in that show is what's her name? What's the two? Was it Debbie Allen? Is it Debbie Allen? No. What's the lady that was on the Cosby Show? Felicia Rashad. Felicia Rashad's daughter is on there. I can't remember her name. No disrespect to her, but she's one of the other main characters on that show. There are black people that are in prominent roles on these shows, which is what we want. It's nice to have shows that are all black, but we also want to be on these other shows. We want our faces out there where everyone can see us, not just our people.
Which is what Amari Hardwick is doing.
Right.
I mean, people have picked on him a lot. I've seen some comments about Amari Hardwick that I'm just like, I'm rolling my eyes because people actually said since he left Power, what has he been doing? Well, that just basically says that just basically says you ain't give a damn about this dude no more than what he could do for you on Power. Because dude has been in like 15 movies. He's been the lead character. Yeah, dude's been the lead character in like 8 of those movies. Then he did some side gigs and TV shows. Then he did a show on Apple TV where he played an old man. Dude has got chops, man. So
I'm not saying Power was holding him back. I'm not saying Power was holding him back, but I will say that now that he doesn't have Power on his books, he's able to dedicate that time to doing other projects, and he is doing a lot of other projects.
Yeah, he's got his hand in a lot of stuff, man. But getting back to Snowfall, this is your boy Javi. This is that conversation he was having with Leon, talking about the revolution and everything. Larry, break this down for us, man.
That's my man's at them. Man, as soon as Leon walked up through that door, I was like, he's going to see Javi. And I love this dude. This guy is funny. He's serious. He's about his business, and he's one of those real slick hustler dudes that always manages to stay alive. I mean, look at him. Look how old he is in this game. He's been in this game. You don't see too many gray hair people in that game. This dude's living. He might actually retire. Hell,
his ass is retired now. I mean, what he's doing for a living, he can do that till he goes in the grave.
Yeah, but I do like the. I think he really likes Leon. Like when Leon came through the door, he was genuinely happy to see him. And it wasn't just about business. I think he actually likes Leon. Like he liked Leon the first time that Franklin took him up there to go meet him. Javi liked him, and I would really like to see these two form some sort of relationship because I think Leon could learn a lot from him, and I think a lot of older people would really want to be a mentor to somebody. And unfortunately, because of what Javi does, he can't really just like go to some local high school and start mentoring kids. So
no, he can't do that.
Having someone like Leon that he can mentor and help do his stuff right, because someone like Javi can teach you things to keep you alive. I mean, let's not forget someone like Franklin is at the highest possible risk of getting killed. So having someone like Javi on their side that can teach you the game well enough to stay alive, it could be invaluable.
I mean, that's what he tried to do in this scene. He tried to explain to him warfare, ways to start a revolution, ways to win a revolution. But right now, Leon is raw, man. And on one hand, you can't blame him because no matter how many guns you buy, no matter how many rocket launchers you get, You're not going to be able to train the entire hood and arm the whole hood to take on a police force. And let's say you manage to defeat them, then you got to take on the National Guard. I mean, just the litany of shit that would happen to try to start this revolution the way he wants to start it. And they kept pressing that issue throughout this episode, Larry, because you get it from Javi and you got it from Sissy. The old heads is trying to come through with this knowledge of there's other ways to get the revolution going and beat the system. And that brings me back to this punk ass cop. Larry, when is this dude gonna die? And
he needs to go. He's not making it through the season.
Larry, I love the way Louis said, what assurances can I get that you're not gonna keep fucking me and fucking my people? And dude's like, just do what I tell you. Well, Larry, what the hell does that mean? What the hell? Like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, if I was doing something where someone would try to hold me hostage and then they want to start naming terms, I'm just giving myself up, because I would rather suffer short-term pain than long-term torment. And Larry, who's going to be the one to do this, dude?
Oh man, I think it might be. I want to say it's going to be. Louis, but I don't think it is. Louis, on some levels, I like Louis, but sometimes I think she just uses Rome, and I feel like she's probably going to have Rome end up doing it. You know, it's not like Jerome would have any love lost for this dude, but I think it might get in some weird situation where, you know, maybe dude's pushing up on Louis physically, and Jerome just puts him down, because dude already wants her. We've seen it. He's already hit on her. He keeps on. It seems like she's dealt with him somehow in their personal lives in the past, because she seems to know how to manage this dude in a very familiar way. And I think he's going to step over the line in that regard. I think that might be what has Jerome put him down. But dude needs to go. He needs to go now.
Let me shout out. First of all, let me get this picture off the screen so y'all can actually see us. Let me shout out these super chats. I echo what Larry say. Somebody need to take this dude out. And the way that I would take him out, I would give him a mountain of Snowfall. I would send him in there with one of them hot women, and I let her slice his fucking neck right before he nut. Bing. And
I wouldn't even do that. You know what I would do? I would send him in there with one of them girls in a mountain of snow, and I would just cut it bad. I would just cut it bad. So he sniffs it, and then he overdoses and dies. Because then you know what's going to happen? The LAPD is going to want to cover it up. They're not going to want that out there. They're not going to be able to sit up there and say, oh, he was murdered because some drug dealers poisoned him. They're going to be like, maybe they make something up and say he was on a drug bust and had an accidental overdose from exposure. They're going to do whatever they can to cover that mess up.
Good point. I like that. Shout out to Tasha Pope, Montana Max. I'm losing money in the market. Well, depending upon what stocks you got, just hunker down. If you got some shit stocks, start selling. And Melanin Man said, Adam may not appreciate these Snowfall reviews, but I damn sure do. And we appreciate you guys. See, this is what we talk about often. The level of appreciation people show us, not just by listening to us and doing our reviews, but sharing our content, pumping us up on their social media. And then, of course, super chatting if you want to do that. We're grateful. And let me get you a video, Melanin Man. I'm grateful to you. What we got in here? I'm
feeling like some of this, with all this inflation, man, I'm feeling like the rent's so damn high. But you do what you got to do. You know,
it ain't the rent, it's the gas.
Gas is high, boy.
The rent is only up 4.7%. Gas is up 31%, and new and used car purchases are up 42% since last year. So having said that, I will give it to you like this.
I represent the rent is too damn high party. Playing the silly game, but it's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement. The people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent. Listen, someone's stomach, child's stomach just growled. Did you hear it? Rent is too damn high.
He knew it, Larry. He was on to something. Way back then. The rent is too damn high. He was on to something way back then. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm grateful. Very, very grateful.
I saw a Tesla. I took a photo of it and posted online. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw a Tesla the other day when I was driving home whose license plate said no gas. And I was like, Lamont's going to like that.
I saw that. I mean, but Larry, as much as, and folks, we're digressing here a little bit because we did used to do a lot of financial, business, money saving advice. But because the lackluster growth of that part of my channel, I didn't keep it going. But I was up here in 2019 telling people to get a Tesla because you want to be able to take control of that area of your life, because from the time I was in high school and graduated in 99, gas was actually 99 cents. A wise man said, this is one bill you're never going to be able to control, and that willy-nilly they're going to F you. So if you can find a way to get a fuel-efficient car, a car that don't use gas, get it. And so in 2019, there was actual black people up here telling me that for the money, they would rather buy a Lexus, a Mercedes. And I was like, for what?
Yeah.
For what? Those cars don't even appreciate in value.
Yeah.
My car has appreciated on top of the 41% used value right now that's up. My car has appreciated 75% because they keep sending me updates. And I don't pay for gas, haven't paid for gas since 2019, bought my wife a new one, and I got my car for $32,000, brand new. So I don't know what the hubbub is about, my people. And for you black folks that was in my mentions back then, don't come over here crying your tears now. Get your ass out there, order a Tesla, use my code, and if you need somebody to show you how to make it work, I'll make it happen for you. Now we'll get back to the show.
And fellas, if you're worried about trying to flex and look good with some women, pull up in a Tesla and see their reaction. It's you might say, okay, she's gonna like the fact that I have a Lexus or a Mercedes, and she might. But you pull up in a Lexus, and if she's not impressed, that's not the type of chick you want, anyways. You know, that's a good indicator.
Probably not. But you know what, Larry? Let's just say this: some of these people, if you educate them on the purpose of the Tesla, they might think about it twice. Because I've had to do this with some black females. You know, I had to educate them on why I didn't get a Mercedes or a Lexus to get the Tesla, because I'm about whatever I say, it gets invested and makes money for me so that I can sit here and keep talking to people on YouTube. And when I broke it down for them like that, they got it. When I broke it down to them like the car appreciates in value, not depreciates, they got it. And when you let them sit in the Tesla and play with that computer screen, clicking buttons, then they want to give you something. So fellas, save that money, and you get to write off the price of the car if you are self-employed. But anyway, I might have to bring back those financial videos. I might have to bring it back. I'll
tell you, NBA fan says we don't need dating advice from you, Larry. I'll tell you what, I've been married for 17, 18 years. You might want to take some dating advice from me. What you don't want is dating advice from these angry, sad, depressed people on Facebook talking about, you know, all their single life philosophizing. You might want to take advice from someone who's been married for a long time.
Yeah, that's married, never separated. Hey, yeah, you can get that. Now, Larry, Wanda shows up, and I was telling Moochie last week, I ain't too sure about letting Wanda handle anything that would be drug or money related. And here she did it, Larry. Now, she did it for good purposes, but she did it after the fact. She fixed the toilet. She used rent money to get the toilet, and Veronique was like, that was cool. Franklin ain't say nothing. Yeah. And I know why Franklin ain't say nothing, because he's thinking what I'm thinking. You give somebody an inch, they're going to take a mile. Do you think we're going to have a problem? I do, Larry. I think we're going to have a problem with Wanda. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole, as they say, you give somebody a rope, they think they're a cowboy. You know, I feel like that they recognize there's a problem, that sometimes she's going to need money for certain things, and they may not always be readily available. They need to set up a petty cash system in the office, so in the event that she needs that, she can just simply come to the office and say, hey, I need to buy a new plunger or a new whatever, drain something. I need whatever for some unit. And she can go get the petty cash, buy it, fix it, and then give the receipts back. You don't want her taking money out of people's rent, you know, out of the rent receipts without asking. You just don't. You need to snip that in the bud right now. Like I understand where their position is. Like we're not mad at you that you did it. We appreciate that you took the initiative to get it fixed. But moving forward, we need to find a system that works better for everyone.
Gotcha. Got another super chat. Man, y'all coming through tonight. I appreciate y'all. It says, ignore the haters. I like the power reviews, but I also like the ones with Larry, especially for Snowfall. Art, I appreciate it. And let me get you a video, Art. Man, they coming through tonight, Larry. Oh, snap. You getting me to beat on the financial end. Let me give him this one. Let me give you a comedic joke.
Anthony, give me a boy's name that starts with the letter H.
Jose.
Jose with an H.
Oh God! What? No. My Mexican friends get mad about that every time they see. They be so bad about that.
Oh man!
I mean, my Mexican friend was like, Lamont, would you ever spell Jesus with an H? I was like, no, I wouldn't. I appreciate that, Ark. I appreciate that. And for my man Reggie M, look, Reggie, I'm with this. No, you can't hold it against them forever, but at the same time, you can't release them to the hounds too quickly either. And I just think it's too quickly to be putting her in that kind of position. And when you're the leader or something, you want to put people in the best position possible so that they can succeed. And once you see them succeed, then you give them more to do. So I just wouldn't put her in this situation right now. Let her see how she can handle herself for a couple of months. Then you can throw her in that position. But
I'm glad that he gave her a chance. I'm glad that Franklin gave her a chance because Wanda, she definitely had her problems, but let's not forget Wanda was your people's. She was your people's, and so she got messed up. She got herself clean, and I'm glad he's giving her a chance because you don't want Wanda out there being a sex worker. I mean, no disrespect to sex workers. Some enjoy it, some do it because they have to. But if you don't have to and you don't want to do that work, you shouldn't have to. And so I'm glad Franklin gave her something else to do. So she needs purpose. Right. She needs a job, and he hooked her up. He gave her a place to stay. He gave her a job. Franklin may be skeptical, but he's still taking care of her. And I appreciate that.
Right. He is definitely taking care of her. And old Mama Sissy let us know because when she snuck home, Wanda's shit was all over the place, shoes all over the house. Everything was the house ain't taken care of. Wanda didn't know she was coming, mind you. I'm sure Wanda would have got things tidied up if she would have known she was coming. And they send Wanda away. And Larry, this is when they sit down and give Sissy the rundown of everything that's going on. She was sitting back, smiling like a Cheshire cat in a cheese house. Larry, sorry. Larry, I'm sorry. I like Sissy, but for some reason, Larry, I'm having a hard time trusting Sissy. Can you help me out? Can you help me out with this?
Yeah, I want to say, I think that Sissy has no ill intentions towards Franklin or his family, his new family to be. Or I don't think she has any ill intentions towards anyone. I think she's out there to avenge Alton. I think Alton actually is dead. And I think she's there to avenge Alton and get Teddy. I think that's really what it is. I think when she was in Cuba, I don't know if it's the Cuban intelligence agency or the Mexican intelligence agency or whoever else, somebody came and got at her, got a bug in her ear, told her, probably showed her some photos and some videos of all the horrible stuff that Teddy and the CIA was doing when he was down there. And she was like, I can get that access. And now she's back doing that. She was just waiting for the phone call. She was waiting for that phone call that gave her a legitimate reason to come back. Like she couldn't just come home. Like we kept saying, Franklin needs to ask those questions. I think if she just would have randomly popped up, there would have been some questions like, what are you doing home? But he kind of asked the question like
he kind of,
he was like, oh, you came home. Was it because of the baby? And she was like, yeah, And so I think she was just waiting for her reason, and now that she had it, she's home. So shout out to Reggie M in the house too with the super chat.
Oh, Big Reg came through, man. Y'all turning it up for the big homie Larry tonight. I'm grateful to y'all. Came through. Y'all better listen to Larry Legend, wisdom personified. I hear you, Lamont, on Wanda. And I'm gonna give this to Reg, my man. Reggie used to be an ex-banker, y'all, so he knows the ins and outs of the bank. He's got some things on his side, so I'm gonna give this one. Let's see which I'm gonna give him the Hollywood class. That's good looking out, big Reggie. Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. And then Larry, as we're getting through this thing, oh boy, Lord have mercy. We've got this scene here where Franklin is planning a dinner for the mama, and Louie is so shook up she wasn't gonna go. But right here, Uncle Rome gave some of his best dialogue he's done in all these seasons. The way he broke that shit down for Louie and got her to come to that dinner, I was thinking to myself, he need to be nominated for something. Yeah. If he ain't won it, he might need to be on the chopping block to win. Because Larry, what he was selling, I bought it, and Louie bought it and took her ass to that dinner and was draped up in chinchilla. Talk about this scene, Larry.
Yeah, that was dope because she was up there talking about, I'm just exhausted. I just want to sit here and watch this TV show with these white women acting crazy. And he sat down and said, look, my sister, who I haven't seen in over a year, is back from Cuba, and we are family. And family shows up for each other and gave his speech. Well, it was like, that was one of those speeches that you should memorize because you might actually be able to use it in your personal life at some point. You know, but he really he put it on her. He put it on her. He really said, look, I go to bat for you. I do things I don't want to do for you.
All the time.
The least you can do in this moment is get your little silly ass up and go have dinner and celebrate my sister being back. I know you have beef with Franklin, but get up and go have a nice dinner. That's it. You know?
That's it.
Like you asked me to kill people. I'm asking you to go to Benihana's.
Right. Upscale Benihana's. Exactly.
Right.
Way to go. Now, hey man, Larry, you turning them out tonight. Another super chat from my man William Lawrence, longtime follower of the Life Games channel. Said, "What's up, family? We need more stock content." Will Lawrence, let me give you two tips, Will. Number one, buy at least 5 shares of Google if you can, because they're splitting in July. And if you can, buy at least 5 shares of Amazon because they're splitting on the 9th of June. And when they do split, and retail investors, as well as Amazon and Google, are both going to be able to be put into the Dow. So now you're going to have institutional investors and ETFs that couldn't add that are going to be adding it. And then you're going to have retailers buying it. Both of those stocks are going to hum just like that. And they might start humming probably 2-3 weeks before the split happens because people are going to be trying to do what I'm telling you to do now. So if you can afford it, pick either one of them. If I had to pick one of the two that you're going to hold long term, I would definitely take Google. But if you can get either one of them, get 5 shares of those right now. Sit back and watch what happens when they split. That's my stock tip for you for today. And if you haven't bought one already, buy a Tesla. The cheap version. Get the 32,000 one.
I'll tell you what I think. I think what I might buy. I'm thinking maybe this week, next week. You know, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy them outright or if I'm going to buy a call like you were talking to us about buying these long calls, like all the way to January 2024. Yeah, Peloton. And I know a lot of people are saying, no, don't get Peloton. It's trash. The thing's in the tank. It was a pandemic play. But Peloton is about to get scooped up by either Apple or by Amazon. One of the two. They've been talking about this. The market and people have been around. They've been talking about they're going to get picked up by one of those two. And I think it's just a matter of time. And when they get picked, like the last time I checked, I think they were trading at like $23 a share or something, down from like 100 and something. So if it even goes up like not even all the way back to where it was, if it just goes up like 30% or something, that's a nice gain right there. It doesn't even have to go up to $50. It can go up to $30 or $40. It's a nice gain. No.
Well, if you're gonna do it, make sure you buy the call so that you can limit losses. Unless you're comfortable, I guess what would that be? If you bought 100 and it's $23, it's gonna be 2,300. Yeah. So if you was to buy a long call that lasts till January 24 of 2024, that's probably going to cost you about $1,700. So you save money, but just know you could lose it. But at the same time, you could also make a ton of money off that $1,700, but you would be able to cap your losses. And you can always get out whenever you want to before the expiration date, which is what I do often, or you can roll it up, whatever you want to do.
Right.
But here we go. We done made it to this dinner. Now, Larry, does it ever get cold enough to be having these type of furs in California? I mean, this dude got on looking like Panthro from Thundercats with a Jerry curl. Hot as hell. He got this mess on.
You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of Raekwon doing that gravel pit video. That's what he reminded me of.
I mean, does it ever get this cold in California, or this was all for appearance?
Man. It's never getting that cold in Southern California. I mean, people used to rock them big coats. Sometimes they wear not everybody. A lot of them dudes used to wear those big Raiders jackets. It never gets that cold. Them brothers be out there stinking because they sweat and smell bad after a while.
Well, in this dinner, Larry, everybody's looking good, smelling good. It looks beautiful. Leon's not there. Sissy had questions about that. Yeah. And Sissy could feel the tension between Franklin and Louis. And look at I do not want to have my ass here look on Louis' face. Bruh.
You know?
She's like, get me the hell out of here. Finally, Sissy says, what's going on? He tells his mother that Teddy is back. The floor is yours, Larry. What? Whoa.
Man, I'll tell you, the thing that got me out of this was like, I mean, the moms was just the mom knew. Like, I think she might have been trying to act like she was a little halfway. So the mom knew. She knew he was back.
She knew.
That's why she's
100%.
back.
Exactly.
Know? That's
100%.
why she's back. But the thing that got me is how smart the mom is. Like, we see how smart we see how smart Franklin is, but we don't always pay attention to how smart Sissy is. And he got his brains from Sissy because Sissy was up there dropping knowledge like, yeah, I know she was the one. How'd you know, Ma? Because she was there when I showed up. She was there in the room when I showed up. That's how I knew she was there. But the thing that got me was when she asked her, like, does she know about Teddy? And he said, yeah. But then later, when Veronique said, you downplayed Teddy. We need to have a conversation. You downplayed how serious he is, how dangerous he is, And which I thought was interesting. But I really just love the way that Sissy came to that dinner and just read the whole situation. Like, she just laid it all out. You would like, have you told her? I know you trust her with all your business because I see the way you treat her. You and you and Louis have beef. You got, Leon's not here. Something's up with him. She was just like, she just came in like a professional observationist. So
she did. And ladies and gentlemen, we got another one to add to this crew tonight.
Is he finally caught up?
Yes. We got the homie. Yeah, he caught up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you don't know this brother, you should. This is the man I've been posting about that's coming next week for an interview to let us know what it's like to be a Black TV and movie show reviewer on YouTube. He's going to talk to me about his favorite scenes from Power, his favorite scenes from Bel-Air. I give you B. Avery, Just My Opinion reviews, and B. Avery, give us just your opinion of this episode of Snowfall.
It was great, and me and Tyra just finished recording our recap, and I heard what Larry was saying. I was like, I gotta hop in real quick. I don't think that Sissy knew that Teddy was back. I think that she found out right there. Now, I think she came back to LA because of Teddy, because she's under the interpretation that Teddy did kill her husband, and Alton was like, I'm not Alton, but Franklin was like, oh, we need proof or whatever. But I think when she came back from the store and she found out that Alton was gone and that he wasn't coming back, she was like, yeah, Teddy probably killed my husband. So that's when she possibly made that contact and then came back just to try to possibly get intel to see what was going on to give it to. I don't know if y'all made it that far yet in the episode. But I think that she found out right then and there, like, oh, he's actually back, like I got to deal with him directly. And so I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. Because if not, her acting was really good. She sold it very well because she gave her that mama look like, you better tell me what's going on, you know what I'm saying? To Franklin. So I don't know, we're gonna have to see, but I don't think she knew. I think she knew. And to be honest with you, she is, I know the show is surrounded by Franklin. But the lady playing Sissy can act her ass off. I've seen her in some other stuff, and I just think she was doing a hell of a good acting job. And Behavior, you come in right when we getting ready to talk about this little situation right here with the Cuban national, and her basically saying, look, Teddy must die. Protect my family, eliminate Teddy. He's got to go. And I do think she is under the impression Alton is dead. Can we all agree on that? Oh, yeah. We can definitely do that.
Yeah. And she wants revenge for that. She was having flashbacks of Alton in the very beginning of this episode. But I'm interested to know more about this Cuban dude. What is he? What is his background? How does he represent the nation of Cuba? And how are they going to go about taking out Teddy?
Are we sure he's Cuban?
We don't know. We don't know for sure.
We don't know. We don't know. I'm assuming he's a
pontificating, speculating.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's a Cuban national. For all we know, he could be any of those organizations that Teddy was talking about want to hurt somebody. But I'm assuming since Sissy been talking Cuba, and this guy even mentioned Cuba himself, that maybe he has something to do with Cuba. Behavior, how are you feeling about this ending scene right here? And then I'm gonna come to you, Larry.
I like it, man. It adds so much stakes to the show, to the what's going on, and also just adds some depth to Cissy's character. Because if you think about it, we already knew she was about it because she was married to a Panther. You know what I'm saying? So she's been around the bush a few times, so she knows what's up. And so now I was kind of thinking like, oh shit, are we gonna be able to see her actually use some of the knowledge and the skills that she probably developed from Alton and the rest of the Panthers? Because Panthers were men and women, and she did talk Leon down earlier when he didn't show up to the dinner, and she was like, I just want to be there for you. He want to come through with armor piercing rounds and bazookas and rocket launch. She's like, look, there's other ways to do it. We've tried to fight that battle, and we were deep, and we still lost. So I think this just added a lot of depth to her character because I didn't think we was going to see her anymore. With her leaving, with her leaving. And so it's so dope that she's back now. The episode ended on a cliffhanger, and we still have 6 episodes left to see her put her dive her teeth into something, and I'm excited about it.
Larry, is Sissy gonna catch a body?
I don't know. I don't know if she is, but I will agree with Brandon that it is dope that she's back. But it's not just dope that she's back; it's dope how she's back and why she's back. Yeah. I'm loving that. But I do think that she knew that Teddy was back, and that's why she's back now. I think that whoever this intelligence agency that she's working with knows that Teddy was back in LA, back working with Franklin, and that's where they were like, as soon as you get the opportunity to come back, get back. And so it opened up with the whole pregnancy thing. Because when she came in, when she met with the dude, she said, I made contact with my family. And then she went on to talk about, once this is done, you can go ahead and kill Teddy. I mean, it was like she didn't even tell him that Teddy was there. They already knew. They knew from Jump Street that he was there because I think they just, that's the reason why she is there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I mean, I am there are very few shows that I really look forward to week, and when this one comes on, I'm usually watching it the moment it drops. Because it's just it is that good of a show.
And I want to say thank y'all to both of y'all for putting me on as well. So,
oh man, much
you
stuff you
catch up.
Look again. B. Avery struggle drug me through Hawkeye because I was not going to watch it, and it turned out to be one of my top 2 favorite Marvel TV series because I was not going to watch it. I was not, and now I can't get enough of that crew and that cast. But I appreciate that from you. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you tonight. And I too look forward to Wednesday night going into Thursday because I look forward to Snowfall. And damn, you better believe I look forward to seeing my TV wife, Vivian, on Bel-Air Thursday morning. I'll be going to bed looking forward to both of them shows, man. So go check out my review I just did for the last episode of Bel-Air. And come back and check us out tomorrow night. What you got, Larry?
Are we gonna mention anything about Ryan Coogler?
Oh man, I don't got the energy right now. Y'all got it.
I don't got the energy either.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I promise. I
do want to talk about it though.
Yeah. I promise Reggie we're gonna have to get to it at some point in time. I might have to make that like a weekend wrap up. But yeah, we got to talk about that. I mean,
yeah.
And people, when I say gossip, that's what I mean when I say gossip. I don't mean like who's Charlemagne fucking or nothing like that. I mean when it's gossip dealing with our people in this manner. That's kind of what I say when I say we probably need to venture out into gossip to keep the growth pattern of the channel going. Because I've got a lot of people that have disappeared on me since they don't like Power Book 4 Force. They only like Power Book 2 Ghost, which is fine. I mean that's just the way the game goes.
Man, but power people are finicky.
No, let me tell you what else they watch. If I was up here doing the Breakfast Club content, they'd be sitting right there listening. That type stuff, and that's just not what I'm planning on doing. But I can talk about Ryan Coogler.
2 things real quick. The Breakfast Club, they do have their ratchet stuff, but they do have some good, solid interview. I say 50-50. They have some good, intelligent brothers and sisters coming in there dropping gems. So I'm just saying, you know,
I would agree with that, but I got interviews coming up here with good, intelligent actors dropping gems too. And
you gotta do what you want to do, man. You gotta do what you want to do.
And I'll just say this about the Ryan Coogler thing, because I know I said I don't have any energy. I'll just say this: when things like this happen, Black people, we need to, and I'm not speaking for everybody, we don't need to be surprised anymore. We just need to be prepared. You know, that's all I'll say, and do what's necessary from there. And so and I look forward to next time, you know, we're on here where we can really dive in deep to what happened, because I have my thoughts. So,
and I'll say this real quick. If he would have left Killmonger in his rightful place on the throne of Wakanda, he would have liberated everyone from the oppressors, and that would have never have happened. That's all I'm saying.
See, and y'all people that be trying to rag on my man Larry, talking about he ain't Black enough. This man is supporting someone who wanted to take weapons and kill off or defeat all the white people so that the Black people can lead them. So I say to you people that don't like Larry, is this not your king? Is this not your king? He's your king to do it the way he want to do it that way. Not mine, because I would have wanted to do it the way Black Panther would have wanted to do it, but not the way Larry Killmonger wanted to do it.
You know what's funny, Lamont, is that people that sit up there and try and say that, and I've dealt with this my entire life, they try and say that I'm not Black enough or whatever, because I don't like the stuff, to me, that is degrading to Black folks. Now, there's a certain amount of it that I can take, because there is a certain amount of reality in it. But when you oversaturate a market with it, when there's too much of it, it's just like everything else. Overrepresentation is misrepresentation. It's just like when you look at on TV today, and please, folks, don't get all on me about this. When you look at Black men and you see like 50% of the Black men they show on TV being gay or trans or in some other sort of homosexual situation, that is overrepresentation of the Black LGBT community with men, and it's not accurate. Overrepresentation is misrepresentation. It's just like when they show 90% of the Black women on TV with non-Black spouses, when you show them with white people or Asians or whites or Hispanics, whatever else, I'm not saying that there are not interracial relationships. There are, but when you overrepresent it, you misrepresent it. So it's the same thing, man. It's just overrepresentation is misrepresentation. So people can get mad at me about not liking all these shows, but there's so many great stories out there of Black people, about Black people, that we can tell, that I don't necessarily feel the need to watch terrible shows like The Chi that do nothing but make us look bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys continue to follow Larry, you can get him to start doing TV reviews. Maybe. Might be in the future. Till that next Sex is Hell video, we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.